Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Awesome.
I'm excited to be here.
Yes.
I love to get a chance to brag.
Of course. Well, you definitely have a chance to brag today because Giving Tuesday was yesterday.
Yes.
And you're here to talk about Rox Box
Yes.
and the success that you had yesterday and this week with
Yes.
it. Let's start by talking about the origins of Rox Box. Tell me, where did the idea come from, and how has it progressed over time?
Okay, so with the help of corporate sponsorship from Stop and Shop and an ARPA grant that we received, we were able to realize a dream we've always had, and that was to begin a food pantry for our students. And it's very difficult, but with the administration and everyone on board, we started in 2023. We had our grand opening. And Stop and Shop was very instrumental in that. They came in, they designed the pantry for us. We had a naming contest, so we asked students to come up with names, and the name was the Rox Box. We felt that that would take away the stigma of saying I'm off to the food pantry. Oftentimes our students feel ashamed to have to ask for help or to look for it, and that's not the shame. The shame is that there is a need, that there are hungry students or hungry people out there. So we try to remove it, and we say the Rox Box. So the Rox Box turned into like a phenomena, and they come in. We have over 1,500 shoppers now.
Wow.
And unique shoppers and people who come in, and it's like, come in, recipe tips. We try to do a little bit of everything when we're in there in the Rox Box.
Awesome. And, who has access to Rox Box, and, how does it uplift those who are in need at this time?
Well, the Rox Box now is for all currently enrolled students. We use a point system. And the point system is everyone gets a certain amount of points, and on the shelves, each item has points attached to it, and so that they have a little cart, they come in and they shop and they pick what they want. And we really feel good about that, rather than, I'm not to say the other pantries will give you certain items, but with this way you're able to take what works for you and your family. And we see a wide variety of students. There are students that are parents, and so they might look for something else. Students who have maybe are unhoused or other challenges. So there's a little bit of everything in there. And we like to treat you with dignity, so that when you come through that doors, you're important to us, and you know that we're there to help you. And it's just really taken off in terms of it. So from September to December, we saw 1,400 visits to the pantry from September to December.
Wow.
And that's 400, that was 400 unique shoppers, so that we know it's something that is necessary. To join the Rox Box, you have to take a survey. With the survey, I use that so that I can have numbers to show the need.
Right.
In that survey, it would show, the first one showed that there were about 40% of the students who took it said that they worried that the food would not last until they were able to get more. About 28 students said that they changed their eating habits and that they skipped a meal so that the meals could last longer. And it was just alarming, some of the numbers that we heard.
Right. And, when you hear those numbers, how do you see that reflected in your student body when they get to come to the Rox Box and they get food? They get free food with no judgment and nothing.
No. And when they leave, they say, oh my goodness, thank you, this is so wonderful. They have one perception. Sometimes I work in the Project Access office, but we oversee Project Access, oversees the pantry.
Right.
So sometimes the students will come into me and I'll say, do you know there's a pantry? They're like, no, it's okay, I don't want to go. And I said, no, it's not like that. And so sometimes the students, it's hard for them to study and concentrate.
Right.
The numbers show that, it's not just our campus, but it's across the country. Food insecurity amongst higher education students is prevalent. So they've had some studies done about it, and we're trying to address it at our place, but it's not just us. And they come in and they're not studying or they're hungry. Professors say they looked a little distracted today, and they realized that it was because of that. So before we had the pantry, we try to have little snacks and things like that, because you cannot study. And there's been research on that. You can't study or do well if you're hungry. Absolutely. That's something that might make you stay home even if you can't do it. There's a lot of basic needs, but the food is really the number one thing. So we try to encourage them to get nutritious meals. And we notice that with retention, when we see them graduate, I'd say about a third of the students who graduate, we know that they're members of the Rox Box, and it's turned it around for themselves and for their families.
Wow. That's very impactful.
Yes.
You were telling me a little bit before, and I would love you to tell this story again, of you and a few colleagues going to the UN to speak a little bit about Rox Box. Can you tell us about what you told everybody and sort of what your perspective was talking with other colleges?
Yes, and it was a wonderful opportunity for Project Access was invited. They saw some of the things, they must have seen some of the things or read some of the things that we were doing. And with a small college in Massachusetts outside of the city was able to do it, they really wanted to emphasize that it doesn't have to be a grand institution or a grand thing, but you just start, and it's just like our motto for the Rox Box is like feeding one mouth at a time until there is no need.
Yes.
So we went for the eradication to poverty. We were able to meet with ambassadors and different people from across the country to hear some of the similar stories, but here's the United States, we have that story.
Yeah.
And we want to show that we don't want the students to feel shame. The shame is the fact that it exists.
Yes.
And that it's very real, and we really need to do things to address it, just one step at a time. And so Project Access's motto is to empower students and enrich their lives. So empowering you is to teach you that there are ways to go, and when you leave, it's not just maybe a meal you prepared, but it's learning different skills and being able to reach out to other people and then come back. So we love that story. Our food pantry coordinator was a former student, and so now we have hired her to come back. The students can identify with her and see a path. So where you are is not where you're going to end up. And we really want to instill that. And that's why I'm so proud of our students. You know, it hasn't always been easy for them. It's been a journey. But when we see them succeed, we're really excited about that.
Yes, very inspiring. And speaking of success,
Yes.
Giving Tuesday was yesterday.
Yay.
And word on the street is you killed it. It was amazing. Tell us about the success of this year.
The call went out for a Giving Tuesdays. Our administration was on board. What do you need? What can we do? And so we exceeded expectations. We had a goal of 27,000 and we got 37,000.
Amazing.
Yay.
Yes.
And we really want a special thank you to the Boston Foundation who met with us and said, tell us a little bit about what you're doing. And they said, we're all in. And that's what they did. And it doesn't have to stop with that. We run completely on donations. So we're so thankful for Giving Tuesday, but we want it to keep going. We want Giving Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Of
We want it
course,
all.
every day.
We do, but we're really excited about that and we're thankful. Even our faculty and staff got involved. When they went to the store, they brought an extra something so they could go in other people's bags too. So we were able to give out donations and things for the students too. Incredible. So it was good. Yeah.
Wow. I mean, inspiring work. Can you just sort of speak to why community collaboration is so important when it comes to solving the issue of food insecurity?
Absolutely. And you know how you say closed mouth doesn't get fed. It's just coming together and talking about it,
right.
Trying to take that stigma away and being honest. We listen to our students. We take a survey. We ask them questions, real questions. Tell us, what does it look like? And for a student to admit that they're skipping meals, that they're afraid that it won't last to the next time, I mean, those things keep you, they deter you from being successful because now you're not coming to school on an empty stomach. So it's just getting out there and the community listening and telling other community members. It's a village, so it does, the community, and Roxbury Community College means we're a part of the community. We want to service our community, and it's important that we all work together. Working together really is successful. It makes us successful. So I'm proud of the work we do, and we want to teach our students the same thing. We don't want you to see them as just, oh, okay, this is what happened, because we know life happens, but it's how you get back up and you get back in the fight. So the community has really surrounded us and helped us and answered the call, and we are very grateful. We have some really wonderful donors who've kept us open and kept us going since 2023. And so we're happy about that.
That's incredible.
Yes.
I mean, the journey you guys, in just a couple of years, you've
Yes.
already had such success that you're basically a model for hopefully for future institutions to do this. Let's hope, because it's such a great model to go off of just really focusing on, I love that, one mouth at a time until nobody's hungry anymore.
Yes, that's the
so
thing.
important. Can you tell our viewers where they can learn more about Rox Box and about RCC?
Oh, absolutely. You can go to our website and you can click on student services and student support, and even the Rox Box at rcc.mass.edu. Can reach out to us. Perfect. And we are looking for donations, and even just stop by and say hi and see how we're doing and see how our students feel. So we welcome that. We're excited. So thank you for that opportunity.
Of course, and thank you for having this incredible resource for your students, and that just uplifts everybody in the community.
Thank you. I appreciate you.